if I can see through what this is trying to teach me, I have the ability to see what is teaching through these things, instead of seeing the object as containing the meaning.
Hey, everybody!
Welcome.
Welcome. Now, we are again in Vermont. We've been going back and forth to take care of some business. So we thought tonight we'd share with you what we do on our Wednesday nights. And we'd love to have you join us on Wednesday night if you ever want to come. So if you want to, email me, Yolanda, at yolanda.net, and we'll send you the link. So once again, that's Yolanda at yolanda.net. So you are at
Church with a 2-drink minimum
with the Mighty Companions. And we're going to sing our opening song, but we're going to sing our new acoustic version.
We've been liking this.
Welcome
To the church with a 2-drink minimum. Welcome to the church with a 2-drink minimum.
We are interfaith,
interspiritual,
and
God optional.
So relax and get
Rare for a celebration.
Yeah,
Welcome to the church with a 2-drink minimum.
One more time now.
Welcome to the church with a 2-drink minimum.
Yeah. Cheers. All right.
Grace goes with me. Wherever I go, she goes with me. Sacred mystery. Wherever I go, grace goes with me. Wherever I go, sacred mystery. Wherever I go, her light surrounds me. Her love enfolds me. Her power protects me. And the presence of grace watches over me. So wherever I am, she is. And all is well. Grace goes with me. Wherever I go, grace goes with me. Wherever I go, she goes with me. Sacred mystery. Wherever I go, grace goes with me. Wherever I go, sacred mystery. Wherever I go, her light surrounds me. Her love enfolds me. Her power protects me. And the presence of grace watches over me. So wherever I am, she is. And all is well. Grace goes with me. Wherever I go. Wherever I go. Wherever I go. Cha-cha-cha.
Cha-cha-cha. Thank you.
No, we like to switch up the opening songs.
Yeah.
To keep it all. Grace Goes With Me is one of a perennial favorite that we keep coming back to.
It is. I really, really like it. And I don't know, feel really good about coming together tonight and bringing all of our concerns of the days, all of our thoughts and feelings into the circle, and just taking a deep breath and relaxing and knowing that grace goes with us wherever we go. So let's ring the bell and breathe and om and have a little moment together. Wow. The word that comes to mind is rejoice. As we come together in this circle of love that we co-create, let us rejoice in each other's company, in this community that we're building, this love that we share, and let us bring in all of our friends that have been with us before in this circle and come and go and return when they can. We love them all. We love everything that we accept and love, everything that we like and everything that we do not like, because that's the way of unconditional love. That's the way of God. That's how grace goes with us wherever we go, because we accept it all and we learn from it all and we grow from it all. Blessed be, and so it is.
God has condemned me now. God has condemned me now. God has condemned me now. No more do no more do I was mistaken. I did not realize the source from which I came. My holiness remains. My holiness remains. All the mistakes I've made are simply illusions. I let them go today and receive God's word. I trust in God's word. Love which created me is what I am. I seek no more today. Love has prevailed. God has condemned me not. God has condemned
me not, no more do I, no more do I, no more do I.
I was really, I've been going through it a lot lately. As you may have really known, my teaching has shifted a little bit, and we're always, welcome, Eileen. Glad to see you, Eileen. They're really pretty. Every year, the course hits me differently, and this year just feels like it's a little bit less like the gentle aha moments and pillow fights of the past. Today this time around has been some really like stumbling and like rakes. Seeing things maybe I haven't seen before. This lesson is a continual of this unfolding of this process about how what I actually think a miracle is in the first place. That my understanding of how I think about a miracle is changing. We're going to talk a little bit about that tonight, and we're going to talk because we're talking about this will be the second week in a row of a 3-week mini series on the past. Who knew? So we talked about the past last week. We're going to talk about another aspect of the past today, and about how the first 7 lessons go back to this very lesson. What a core principle that so much of the course is wrapped up around how we deal with the past and how we let it create suffering for ourselves, right? And how we think about time and how it works in the world. And if we could see through it or see past it or see through it or work with it for what it is, see, all those things mean the same things, but those are all different approaches. What if there was a singular way of understanding the past and the future and the miracle that could guarantee you could make better decisions about what you wanted to experience? That'd be really good, right? What if you found out that I found out that my understanding of the past is why I make most of the decisions poorly. Most of the poor decisions I have made is because of my misunderstanding of the past. I just don't know what time is. It's because it's swimming in our language wrong. You understand? The way we talk about time and understand time, language requires a past and a middle and an end, right, when there's no really such thing. So our minds are even wired to observe and talk in the illusion about what is real. Do you see what I mean? That is how difficult this concept is to see past or through. And I've been doing the Course in Miracles for over 10 years and teaching it. And I'm still finding out that I don't really often know I'm dealing with time incorrectly, or I don't understand it, so it's still causing me suffering, right? It's not that there's anything wrong or I'm wrong. It's just like, oh, well, if you don't see the rake in the lawn, you step on it. It's not the rake's fault. You just bonk, and then you be maybe a little bit more careful. There's rakes in the yard. So we're going to talk about lesson 7 tonight. Isn't that weird? So would you read just the first 2 paragraphs of this? This is lesson 7. Just lesson 7. It's the first review in A Course in Miracles.
Okay, remember this one? Lesson 7. I see only the past. This idea is particularly difficult to believe at first, yet it is the rationale for all of the preceding ones. Remember the ones at the beginning?
Okay, she's going to list them.
Yeah. Oh, it is the reason why nothing that you see means anything. It is the reason why you have given everything you see all the meaning that it has for you.
It is the reason why you do not understand anything you see. It is the reason why your thoughts do not mean anything and why they are like the things you see. It is the reason why you are never upset for the reason you think. It is the reason why you are upset because you see something that is not there. Some of my favorite lessons.
I know.
Old ideas about time are very difficult to change, and we are here to tell you that that is true. It's taken me personally,
and I'm still there.
decade.
I want to share with you
Yeah.
what she's talking about, how I kind of opened something for me.
Mm-hmm. Old ideas about time are very difficult to change because everything you believe is rooted in time and depends on your not learning these new ideas about it. Yet that is precisely why you need new ideas about time. This first time idea is not really so strange as it may sound at first.
And she starts to go over it in a lot deeper way in chapter 13. Okay? Chapter 13. You know, chapter 13 is about the past. Isn't that just like, doesn't that strike you with the numerology and the weirdness of all of that?
Yeah.
The completion, like the disciples and Jesus is 13, right? And so 13 is like I don't know, it's just interesting.
It is very cool. It's also super transformational.
Super transformational.
Yeah.
So what happens if you don't see it? That's why I use the image. Did you see the booklet? The image that I used for the booklet? It's this light being. It's just this picture of this glorious, like rising up of like a person on light fire, right? So you can put that in your head, your favorite way of doing that. She goes, if you don't see people and places and things, and including yourself, if you don't see them in their past, with all your past associations with them and all their colors, what it'll be, the experience will be more like seeing them in light. They will be, and she uses the word bright. They will be bright. So it's like, oh. Isn't that true that when you meet somebody and they're just absolutely fascinating and you've never met them before and you walk away and you think, oh my God, that was the most fascinating, interesting, most beautiful person I've ever seen in my whole entire life. Because you didn't know them before that minute and they were all those things, but you didn't I don't know if you have you met my mother? Have you told my story? Everybody meets my mother in this room and he goes, oh my God, here's Julie and Ganaway, stories you've heard. I don't know, could you meet my mother without, Of course.
Thinking about time.
Of course you could, because we're going to talk about tonight about the past. We talk about how to greet people or how to understand how we suffer because of our misunderstandings about the past. So with that in mind, and this is called Finding the Present, and it's in chapter 13 of The Guiltless World. There are 13 paragraphs, but don't be afraid. So would you read the
Sure.
2 pieces I've got there?
Yeah. Okay, it starts like this. To perceive truly is to be aware of all reality through the awareness of your own.
Okay. How do you perceive reality?
Through your own awareness.
Through your own awareness. That's not the problem.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, go ahead.
In your questioning of illusions, ask yourself if it is really sane to perceive what was as now. If you remember the past as you look upon your brother, you will be unable to perceive the reality that is now.
Well, and it's just not just seeing the other person for what's going on, right? You don't see them, you're not able to hear them or listen to them and respond appropriately. It isn't even the person, it's reality as a whole. It's like I'm making decisions based on this food, based on this parking, based on this car, based on where I am in the world, based on what time of year. All that stuff is that way. All of it is. It's interesting. So this is what I call awareness, knowing awareness. What is really here and now? If we're not bringing the past in it, our awareness becomes aware of itself. She calls this the door. She literally calls this a door. It's an entry door. And either we're blocking it with boards and chains, she uses it in another place, or we're walking through, we can see where it is, and we go, oh, it's right there, and you just open it and get out. You've got the key and everything. She wants the entry of the door is the realization that past has no reality. Only now has reality. We've said that 100 times, but it's like, how do we get ourselves to remind ourselves to do that? And she goes, a good incentive to remind yourself is, I don't see what's really here if I'm thinking about the past. Am I bringing up all my mistakes into the present? If I'm bringing up everybody's, past into this now. This now is actually capable of giving you all the information that you need to make the best decision. Dragging the past into it is where we make the mistake. And she's going to go into that in some detail. But would you read the next bit?
Sure.
And those two sentences that are underlined actually go together. So
Okay. When you have learned to look on everyone with no reference at all to the past, congratulations, I would say.
If and when.
If and when you have learned to look on everyone with no reference at all to the past, either his or yours as you perceived it, you will be able to learn from what you see now.
You will be able to do what?
Learn.
You will be able to do what? Learn from what you see now.
Okay. Let's see. By holding on to darkness in your mind, you see it as a dark cloud that shrouds your brothers and conceals their reality from your sight. Mm-hmm. The Christ, as revealed to you now, has no past, for he is changeless, and his changelessness, in his changelessness lies your release. He stands revealed in everyone you meet because you see him through himself. To be born again is to let the past go and look without condemnation upon the present. The cloud that obscures God's Son to you is the past.
Okay. It's really, I want to say, to be born again. Okay, that's beginner's mind. Right, to be born again. It's like to be in what is happening now while I'm making decisions from what is happening now. Being constantly that creative moment. The creation is always right. So remember chapter 7. This is the lesson 7. I see only the past. Mm-hmm. Right. The object, she says, of doing this at all is to learn from what you see. So you make better decisions. So you have the experience that you want. And you can do what you're supposed to. You have endless energy to do. Do what is yours to do in the world. This involves healing the past. Healing the past just means find where we have blocked and chained up the door. I don't know where the door is. I don't know where to get out. I don't know. Mm-hmm. I don't know my awareness. I'm not, That's what she's talking about. I'm asleep and I want to be asleep. There's no way out. When you can see the past and how it has influenced us, she says, you have a shot at your own awareness perceiving itself.
Oh, wow.
And she says, there is a warning here. She goes, the dark clouds that you see are this strange world that you've invented, is this culture of guilt and shame and judgment. And you have to be this way and look this way. And people who are shaped this way or talk this way or are this way or this would means this. It's all of this meaning that's associated with all of it until we realize none of that is actually true. It's not true. I love icons. I love the meaning of things. Crows have a special meaning to me. If I can see through what this is trying to teach me, I have the ability to see what is teaching through these things instead of seeing the object as containing the meaning. I can see you instead of the body you're producing and maintaining. Mm. This is her way. She says, if you can choose to see the past, if you can choose to be and associate and identify yourself as awareness, being with awareness, this is healing. Seeing correctly. Remember, seeing correctly is healing. Oh, I know what to do. I know what the problem is. I know where the infection came from. I know what the antidote is. I know what to do. I see correctly. I know. That's what it is, right? Oh, and you do differently. Correction, healing. Oh, I'm allergic to that. I don't eat it anymore. Healed. Oh, was I healed? Yeah. Yeah, you aren't eating what you've realized the reality of the situation. Be born again and again and again and again into beginner's mind. It's just a habit. It's just a habit. I see only the past. I don't know what anything is for. Just like put those tattoo those 7 lessons on your arm. I don't know.
Yeah.
I like tattoos. So read this next. How we doing? How we doing in the?
Well, let's go back and see.
Everybody.
Now, is everybody clear? I mean, like, it is fine for you to unmute and ask a question if you want to.
I just want to say it's so funny that I haven't been doing the workbook lessons, but I have the app on my phone, and I haven't done them in quite some time, as you'll see. And I decided just a couple of days ago, before I read this lesson, to see what lesson I was on, and I was on lesson 7.
Wait, you got a special dispensation.
I know. Are you right on time or what? Right?
Yeah, the timing was really amazing. Something inspired me to pick up the app and look at the app and see what lesson I last did, which was, I can't tell you how long ago, but I read it fresh. I read that lesson very fresh, and all what you just said just really like rang a bell with me. It was like, oh my goodness, all those first 7 lessons really are summed up there in lesson number 7. It's amazing. I mean, the first 7 lessons are summed up there and come to a head there in lesson 7. I've read that lesson many times, but never really focused on that aspect of it before.
That's fascinating. Don't you love it when you read it again, a year later or whatever, and it has a whole new meaning for you?
Yeah.
That's what keeps happening to us over and over. That's cool,
yeah.
Right?
People, says, oh, the first review doesn't come until lesson 51, and I said, no, the first review is
lesson 7.
Lesson 7. Lesson 7. Lesson 7's the first review. That's first week. That's the lesson first. You were so remedial that you get the first.
That's great.
Okay, at day 7, let's do them all again, children. Yeah. What have we? Let's review for class. What have we done? She goes over all 7 lessons all over again.
Oh, it's big. It's big.
It's big. It's really big.
This is a major unhooking from the thought system of the world. The first 50 lessons, but this very first week is like, when I first read it, it absolutely blew my mind. So it can take years really to dig into it and let it do its magic.
For me, I didn't realize how continually working with it just like chipped away from something. Mm-hmm. Have you ever seen that meme where it's 2 guys along a tunnel? One guy's a little bit farther along. One guy's almost to the treasure and he quits.
Oh, right.
Mm-hmm.
How funny.
Yeah. So read this next bit.
Okay.
The underlined parts to it, if you can manage.
Okay. For to believe reality is what you would have it be according to your use for it is delusional. Okay, let me read that again. For to believe reality is what you would have it be according to your use for it is delusional. Okay.
What is it for versus what is it really for versus what you want it to be?
To be for, yeah. Okay. Let's see. You would destroy time's continuity by breaking it into past, present, and future for your own purposes. You would anticipate the future on the basis of your past experience and plan for it accordingly. Okay. Yet by doing so, you are aligning past and future and not allowing the miracle which could intervene between them to free you to be born again.
Okay. There is something that happens. We haven't lost reality when we've let go of the past.
Right.
There is something to be here when we're not in the past. Like what decisions would I make if I didn't? This makes, on a certain level, a certain way of thinking, this makes no sense. The truth lies. This is what she says. The quote. The truth lies only in the present. And you will find it if you seek it in the present. Your past was made in anger, she says. Well, if you do 12 steps, there's resentment and all that, right?
Mm-hmm.
And if you use it to attack the present, you will not see the freedom that the present is holding or holds. The present is holding freedom. Well, who is it holding for? What's it holding? It's holding the truth. It's for us. The experience. The truth never leaves the present. It's being held there. This is about our interpretation of time.
Mm.
What is it? How is it? What is it good for? No, it's good for a lot of things. It makes language go. Okay, what is it for? Time is for healing our minds. Time is for healing our minds. And the past and the future are not aligned. They are not going in one direction. Because you've been heading in one direction does not mean that there aren't all the directions still available to you. To us, you have choices that you do not think you have. And you know that from past experience just by you can look up your own learning curve. Because a 9-year-old sees things that a 13-year-old cannot. 9-year-old cannot see things that a 13-year-old can see, and an 18-year-old can see things that a 13-year-old cannot see, et cetera, and so forth and so on. You know that it works this way.
Right.
The future and the past are not linear. What's happened to Yolanda and us and this thing and COVID and everything like that? It's not linear. And I love this. She says that, like she said last week, it's just been real impactful for me. She says, always has no direction.
We have to emphasize the word always. Always has no direction. Think of that. The truth of always.
I'll be good in the future. Or the future is going to be horrible because of what happened to me in the past.
Mm-hmm.
Or she's trying to say you're safe, you're loved, everything's all, reality is here. It's already, you're already always okay. And if we don't see it that way, we brought the not okay to look at. So I'm wrong. I need to look at it. I'm upsetting myself. I'm scaring myself, which is really good. What do you do when you do that? You get present so you can learn and be with your mistakes so you can see it clearly and you go, oh, I'm just trying to make something happen, or I'm afraid of this happening, or I still want to punish that girl for what she said, or whatever it is. Just I can identify it. And just let it go. Because I am not going to make time linear. All options are available to me.
Yeah,
it's interesting.
I'll take it.
It's interesting, to me. So the interpretation of time, what is it good for? The past and the future are not aligned. Always has no direction. The miracle is awareness, perceiving awareness. The miracle is being without the present, without the past, and without the future, seeing all possibilities and reality of all the connected, of what is whole and complete already. The miracle can only be found in the now. Or like we talked about it not too long ago about being in a flow state. When you're doing the thing that you love and you're just doing it and time goes right out the window. The miracle only happens now. She uses the word freedom. To see freedom that the present holds. See the freedom that the present holds. Your ability to be who your greatest self, the greatest version of you, the unlimited version of you expressing in the world. Your freedom. I can't do that. I'm not smart enough. I can't do that in order to make money. I can't do that. I blah, blah, blah. Or it can't be that way because this will, whatever it is, that's all the past. That's all past thinking. there is only freedom in this present. I mean, I'm being really emphatic, but because this was like really emphatic. How much I'm saying, no, I don't want a decent future. I want to hold on to being mad. I want to hold on to being right. I don't want all possibilities. I just want this little narrow bit of come up and they'll see me, or whatever. I don't know. What I'm going to throw away the future that could be by insisting that it be linear with some kind of trajectory that I can see and understand that lines up with my preferable narrative I tell about my past and my future and everything like that. I'm going to insist on that. Surely I am not going to insist that my future is limited by my imagination. I want it to be limited by our imagination.
What do you mean by that?
By the wholeness. Well, they say in business school, what makes a really good board? A board of directors that has all different kinds of experiences in it. Men and women and all these other, they make really, really, really good decisions if the board is diversified and everything like that. Who doesn't know this already? Well, the people that occupy boards that are full, that all look exactly the same, still need to hear this, and they still do. He goes, nah, thanks. Here's the money for the report. We like it just the way it is. Thanks. We already know these things. Why? Because they don't want because the future that they can think about doesn't align with the trajectory of their past. They can't imagine that the past being what it is, that the future could be something different. Right? So I don't want it to change. I wouldn't be who I need to be. I wouldn't be safe if the future changed in a way that I didn't understand it.
Right.
Or I didn't plan it, or I wasn't in control of it. That's really could be absolutely frightening if you're a control queen like Yolanda.
Really not his head.
It can be really frightening, and it can be really frightening for me if I'm not sure everything's going to work out the way I think it should work out.
Right.
Justice needs to be served. Right.
I know.
They aren't getting there. There's a wrong in the world.
Thank you for not becoming a murderer.
So read this next bit. It's the freedom. I want to really, just the freedom that's really here isn't a joke. What happens when you aren't burdened by the past? Not that it doesn't exist for you. You have great memories. I mean, don't lose your memory. That's ridiculous. It's not. Yeah. But decisions aren't made on memories. But decisions aren't made on your digging up what your impression of your state of mind when it was going on. It's just not. Like Yolanda said, is it really sane to look at somebody, insist on seeing something that isn't there? Is that really sane? So the sanity is in this present, where you're free, where reality is holding your freedom. So go ahead.
Judgment and condemnation are behind you, and unless you bring them with you, you will see that you are free of them. Look lovingly upon the present, for it holds the only things that are forever true. All healing lies within it, the present, because its continuity is real. The present offers you your brothers in the light that would unite you with them and free you from the past.
Say it again.
The present offers you your brothers in the light that would unite you with them and free you from the past. The present offers you.
The present offers to join with your brother in light. And she calls that being free of the past. And so you're experiencing your brother in the moment. So when the moment happens, you kind of you're doing namaste. The light in me sees the light in you, literally. She says that's the literal metaphor. We use these things. I'm beginning to think that maybe some of this stuff really isn't metaphor. So the present offers you a meeting with your brother in light. Now I've got so read this bit and I'll try to keep.
Okay. Now is the time of salvation, for now is the release from time. Reach out to all your brothers and touch them with the touch of Christ. Oh, that's lovely. I'm touching you.
That's very evangelical.
I know, but I
Just
love
reach out and
it.
touch you. It reminds me of an
It's
AT&T
lovely.
commercial, but go ahead.
God's guiltless Son is only light. God's guiltless Son is only light.
That's the light being. That's why we show the light being.
Each voice has a part in the song of redemption.
That's why it's a group thing.
Shine on your brothers in remembrance of your Creator, for you will remember him as you call forth the witnesses to his creation. Come on, brothers now, shine on your brother. Everybody get together, try to love one another right now.
We may have to do that on a sing-along.
Well, that's a good one. Okay, child of light, you know not that the light is in you, yet you will find it through its witnesses. For having given light to them, they will return it. Each one you see in light brings your light closer to your awareness. Love always leads to love.
Okay.
Hallelujah.
Each one of you see.
Each one you see in light brings your light closer to your awareness. Each one you see in light brings your light closer to your awareness.
So who do you want to see in light?
Yeah.
Everything.
Yeah.
All peoples, all beings, locos, somosas, Sakito, Bhavantu, home. So I just wrote down one thing here. Home is the wholeness. Home is our wholeness. It's where everybody is. It's where God is. It's where the being is being. You see the light in me. You see the light in others. Namaste. It's just really so much just love what she's talking about. And we're coming up to we got to come up here. So how we doing, everybody?
How's everybody? Oh yeah, we got a thumbs up over there. All right, let's see. Okay. There is a light that this world cannot give, yet you can give it as it was given you, and as you give it, it shines forth to call you from the world and follow it. For this light will attract you as nothing in this world can do, and you will lay aside the world and find another. This other world is bright with love which you have given it. Your light will join with theirs in power so compelling that it will draw the others out of darkness as you look on them. Those who accept love of you become your willing witnesses to the love you gave them, and it is they who hold it out to you. In sleep, you are alone, and your awareness is narrowed to yourself. Even in sleep has Christ protected you, ensuring the real world for you when you awake. In your name, he has given for you and given you the gifts he gave. And so it is that he can call unto himself the witnesses that teach him that he never slept.
Okay, so she comes full circle. That always thing. Okay. But when all this is said and done, you're already okay. You're already awake. You're just having an experience of being in sleep. So even if all chips are on the floor, you're perfectly fine and everything's going great for you. She says to follow the light. Your own. First of all, find that. Find your light. And the light that you'll find there won't have anything to do with the past. It won't be anything that was created in the past. It won't be continuation of anything in the past. It won't be the future either. It'll be bright, she says. So, and she says that it's attractive like the moment, now, togetherness, wholeness, joining is so attractive that it's the most attractive thing in the world. Nothing else attracts like it. So why do we do this with the past? We have to work really hard at it, y'all. We have to go to school and learn all this stuff. We literally have to memorize a linear world and get forced into a linear world in order for this to happen. But it's happened. This is what we experience. She says that this within us is a light that is so compelling that we can't wait to give it away. And if we are real and in the present and not bringing like like your new best friend, you're not bringing all the past, with it. They're compelling. Their light is compelling. It's that the past, when you can do it, lay it aside. And that's, to me, is it right continually right now is a conscious decision. Because there is a girl at work who has taken it upon herself to not like me. And it's happened to me before, but it's the weirdest thing in the world where I'm just persona non grata, and I don't know what happened. I'm very clearly not liked by this girl. And I don't really know what to do that. I mean, there's a part of me that like kicks into resentment mode and roots into my petty Taurus tendencies, that I'm going to remember all the things that she said and she's done and she's talked, all this stuff. And I'm going to make sure that, the right thing happens in front of me so I can enjoy it, But I work with this woman every day. So it's not like I can bring up this every time I see her, everything it's doing is like a part of this experience I have with her. So I'm actually working with this, daily. It's like I continually let go in order to like not pop this girl's head off. I continually have to let go. It's not that difficult actually, but
good.
To like say, I don't like the feeling. I don't want to go there. I don't want to figure it out. I don't want anything. It's just like, I am not in charge. God has not sent me to be her guardian angel to make sure that she gets the lessons and everything like that. She's made some decisions, and I don't know what they're doing. I'm doing everything I know to be the loving, upright child of God that I know how to be. And if if she sees the devil in all that, there's not much I can do about it. But I'm here to tell you that I'm not going to try to convince her that she's wrong either, because that's like agreeing that I have something to prove or something like that. So to let go of all of that. Can I let go of the past? Can I let go of every coping mechanism I've had to make somebody like me? Can I let go of all the schemes and things about somebody trying to like me in the future? Can I let go of what all my relationships mean about, can I meet people as they are, where they are, and listen to their presence and being with who they are today? Because I'm not the same person I was 2 weeks ago. I'm sure you aren't either. What if I know there is somebody in your life that still treats you like a child.
Yeah.
From your family of origin, that you are still 11 years old or something, right? Every single time you meet them, that you've never grown up in their eyes. Well, that's like holding on to resentment, isn't it, Ramsey? You just see the same thing over and over and over again. You just never see the person. You just see the resentment. Right. She says, she goes, you can do that. And you can work on that, and working on that healing and everything like that, and finding out the origins of that can be some useful work. But the most useful work is to let go of why you think you know how somebody else is supposed to behave. That there's much better time, there's much better ways to spend your time. And the rewards are that you get to experience reality, and then you don't care anymore. Do you really want to solve all your problems, or do you want to make your problems meaningless and laughable? Right? Do you want to pick up each bean and sprout it and see what happens and grow the fruit and everything like that? Or do you just want to sweep them all the stuff off the table? You can grow them all out and find out what fruit they are and heal them all individually and everything like that. She says you can really do that, and it's tremendously valuable work. But if you can instead practice this method of meeting people as they are, who they are, right as they are, as if you've just met your brand new best friend. I mean, I'm being kind of silly here, brand new best friend, but it's like not bring anything to the conversation. That's been that's been kind of a thrilling kind of challenge for me. I'm having fun with everybody at work and the people on the street and everybody with it. It's like seeing like I haven't seen them before. When she describes a holy relationship in the Course in Miracles, she calls it an exchange of light. Like you and I are exchanging light.
Wow.
Exchanging reality. We're actually in this lovely sense of like, think about it as COVID. We're sharing the same biome. We're the same. We're the same. We grow and move, and it's just exchanging light to stars. It's
wow. That's nice.
It's literally true, because we are anything that exists emits photons. And you can,
yeah.
and so we are literally exchanging light because there's photons coming off of me and photons coming off of you. That's just the aging process.
Mm.
Not just the aging process, but that's one description of the aging process.
Huh.
So
The
are
aging?
aging process is the decomposition of photons because we're composed of light. The composition causes light to leave our bodies, photons to leave our bodies. How about that? So it's very, 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 very literal.
I am light.
I am light. That's true.
I am light. 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 I am not the things my family did. I am not the voices in my head. I am not the pieces of the brokenness inside. I am light.
I hope you enjoyed that. A little sneak peek of our class on Wednesday nights. Hope you can, if it's in your heart, to do that. This is where I tell you I really appreciate this community and the light that you bring. The light that is here and the satisfying nature of reality that we experienced when we're with you. So thank you for doing this with us. It's impactful and it's meaningful for our healing. And we love you.
We love you. Yes. Cheers.
Cheers to you.
We'll see you next time.
See you next week.